Hello and welcome to Spectrum TV News at 2. I am Francis Oyima, Edit, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. Federal government suspends accreditation of degree certificates from Benin Republic, Togo. Plateau State declares 1 week of mourning over attacks. Plus, Ukraine warns of Russian missile strikes as it repels drones. We will bring you details of the stories and more in a moment. Many thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon is Nigeria's leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has approved the immediate suspension and investigation of Halima Shehu, the National Coordinator and CEO of the National Social Investment Program Agency, of alleged financial malfeasance. With the suspension and investigation into the allegations, the National Empower Program Manager, Dr. Akindele Egwawalo, has been appointed in acting capacity as NCA and CEO pending the conclusion of the investigation. Meanwhile, President Tinubu has disclosed that the 2025 budget includes 100 billion naira allocation for the school feeding program. He made the statement during the signing of the 2024 appropriation bill into law in the State House in Abuja. Tinubu stated that the provision will serve as a stimulant to encourage attendance in schools and reduce the problem of out-of-school children. The president also confirmed that the budget, christened Renewed Hope, is anchored on reducing the recurring expenditure but increasing capital expenditure. Away from that, the federal government has suspended the accreditation and evaluation of degree certificates from Benin Republic and Togo. The move followed a report detailing how a degree was acquired from a university in Benin Republic in under 2 months. The spokesperson for the Ministry of Education, Augustina Obilo Duro, said the report lends credence to suspicions that some Nigerians deploy nefarious means and unconscionable methods to get a degree with the end objective of getting graduate job opportunities for which they are not qualified. The ministry called on Nigerians to assist in providing information to help the community as it seeks lasting solutions to prevent future occurrences. Meanwhile, the Minister of Interior, Lubumi Tunjojo, says automation of passport application process will begin from January 8, 2024, and Nigerians will be able to apply and complete their passport application process online without human contact. Tunjojo said this in Abuja during an inspection of facilities of the Nigerian Immigration Service NIS alongside the Comptroller General CG of the service, Wuraola Adepoju. He said training had started and that on January 8, the solution will be live and direct for Nigerians to have a good feel, a sweet experience based on the renewed hope of the President. Tunjojo said the government wants to bring an end to the era of people bringing fake documents for passport application, even as he announced that the service now has document verification officers across all local government areas in the country to scrutinize passport applications in the country. In the meantime, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, said that the federal government will revoke more mining licenses for other categories of defaulters this year. Alake issued the warning in his New Year message to Nigerians in Lagos. The minister said the federal government was prioritizing value addition for prospective investors in the mining sector, noting that the era of cutting away Nigeria's reserves was over. He also added that the mining sector would experience a major leap this year to contribute to increased gross domestic product (GDP). Recall that the federal government had revoked 1,633 mining licenses from those who defaulted in the payment of annual service fees in 2023. We move to the Green Chambers, where the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has said that the National Assembly will support the 2024 budget implementation process to ensure it delivers on its expectations to Nigerians. Abbas, who was physically present while Tinubu was assenting to the 2024 budgetary appropriation, said the President in his address mentioned that the promise of delivering the dividends of democracy based on the 2024 budget is not a mere promise, noting that the budget will lay the foundation of the renewed hope agenda. He said the budget is what Nigerians have been yearning for, adding that the National Assembly will work together to ensure the budget is well delivered. In a separate development, the Plateau State Governor, Caleb Mutwang, has declared a 1 week of mourning over the recent attacks in the north-central state. Mutwang said about 200 persons were killed and scores wounded in separate attacks in the state in the last 2 weeks. While declaring the 1 week mourning period, the governor told residents of the state that flags will be flying at half-mast during the time, adding that the mourning period begins from January 1st to January 8, 2024. And back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omoino has expressed hope and confidence that 2024 will be a year of restoration, of increase, and of expansion across the lengths and crannies of the state. In his New Year broadcast message to the people, the governor called on them to continue to pray for his administration, support and bind the government in their thoughts and actions with love and unity. He urged the people to strive to look out for the downtrodden and vulnerable and give them a reason to be hopeful. He used the occasion to reassure the people that his government is paying deep attention to developing and improving the quality of life of residents in both the urban and rural areas, as well as the maintenance and expansion of infrastructure in the state, stating that so far he has flagged off and funded the construction of not less than 17 roads across the state, ensuring that the roads are selected across the 3 senatorial districts in the state. While enumerating his achievements in the agricultural, infrastructure, entrepreneurial, educational, aviation and healthcare sector, amongst others, the governor again reiterated his commitment to fulfilling his campaign promises to the people.
Plans to build an international market in Nkara local government area. We believe that this market will boost the economic activities of our state and will reduce production costs for most of our young entrepreneurs who often have to travel out to buy their raw materials. We are committed to ensuring that work commences on this project within the first half of this year. My dear compatriots, what we have achieved in 7 months gives us hope on what lies ahead in the new year. We will continue to demystify the work of governance and bring governance closer to the people. This we have already demonstrated in more ways than one. I have ensured that all the wards in this state have a personal aide, working and reporting directly to my office. I have ensured that all the units have a watcher of the Igbo community was drawn from them. I have taken time to consult with our stakeholders in most of my initiatives so far. I shall continue to run an all-inclusive government, paying respect to all our past leaders. I therefore call on you to continue to pray for us, support us, and bind our thoughts and actions with love and unity. We should strive to look out for the downtrodden.
Moving on to Africa, where Ethiopia government says the country has taken the first legal steps on a path that could one day enable the landlocked country to gain access to the sea. He said Ethiopia has signed what is known as a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the self-declared Republic of Somaliland to use one of its ports. A statement by Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed noted that the agreement with Somaliland would pave the way to realize the aspiration of Ethiopia to secure access to the sea. Abiy said the arrangement could also enable Ethiopia to access a leased military base on the sea. Meanwhile, the Somaliland's President Mose Abdi said the agreement included a section stating that Ethiopia would recognize Somaliland as an independent country at some point in the future. Southern Africa Chad's transitional leader, General Mohamed Idris Deby, has appointed longtime opposition figure Success Masra as the country's new prime minister. Chad's new Secretary General of the presidency, Mohamed Al-Habo, said Masra will serve through the transition to civilian rule. Masra, who was previously a critic of the military-led government, returned from exile in November last year and backed the recent constitutional referendum spearheaded by General Deby. On a foreign scene, Ukraine's capital Kyiv has reportedly come under fresh attack by Russian drones, with officials also warning of missile strikes from Moscow. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said an explosion could be heard in the city today and that drone wreckage had sparked a fire in Dnyansky district near the center. Klitschko said there were also air alerts in other cities including Kherson and Mykolaiv. Meanwhile, the mayor of Mykolaiv in southern Ukraine said air defenses had brought down drones in the city with debris causing a fire. Still on the foreign scene, Japan's transport ministry says 5 people who were on board the Coast Guard plane that collided with a Japan Airlines passenger jet JAL 516 in Tokyo have died, disclosing that the captain escaped but is severely injured. A Japan Coast Guard said the Coast Guard plane was heading to join the earthquake rescue effort, which killed at least 48 people. Meanwhile, the Japan Airlines said all 379 passengers and crew on board of JAL 516 have been evacuated. Still to come in the news, Birmingham City sacks manager Wayne Rooney to stay with us.
Season's greetings from Spectrum TV. Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTime's DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Many thanks for staying with us, and now to the concluding part of the news stories. On the business news, the federal government has announced that it was currently reviewing the implementation process for a cost-reflective electricity tariff, but stated that it would continue to subsidize power supply for vulnerable citizens in Nigeria. It also announced that it would unbundle the Transmission Company of Nigeria by separating transmission services from system and market operations in the first quarter of this year. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu, who announced this in a statement issued by the Federal Minister of Power (FMP) in Abuja, further stated that in the medium to long term, Nigeria's power transmission grid would be separated into regional grids to enable effective management. Still in business, data from the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) has revealed that Nigeria got $1.71 billion in foreign loans to boost foreign exchange inflow into the country in the first 9 months of 2023. According to NBS data, total capital importation, including foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment and orders, amounted to $2.82 billion in the time under review. He added that so far, foreign loans have been responsible for 60.80% of foreign exchange inflows into the country. To health now, where mental health experts have expressed concern that the shortage of mental health specialists has impeded Nigeria's access to timely and effective mental health care, particularly for those living in rural areas. The psychiatrists lamented that there are only about 300 psychiatrists for a population of over 200 million people in Nigeria, noting that many of those trained in Nigeria have left for better opportunities abroad. The physicians disclosed that there is a lack of investment in mental health training programs within the country. They stressed that government needs to invest more in mental health care, including providing more training, funding, and infrastructure development, such as mental health facilities and community support services. Still in health, public health physicians have said that pregnant women and other vulnerable Nigerians are coming down with malaria due to climate change, despite strides in expanding access to insecticide-treated nets and medicines to prevent and treat malaria in young children. The physician said there is a nexus between climate change and malaria, insisting that changes in temperature, humidity, and rainfall due to climate change influence the behavior and survival of the malaria-carrying female Anopheles mosquitoes responsible for transmission of malaria. Citing the 2022 deadly flooding in Pakistan, which led to a 5-fold increase in malaria cases in the country, experts said extreme weather events such as heat waves and flooding can directly impact transmission and disease burden. To sports now, where Wayne Rooney has been fired as manager of Birmingham City after only 15 matches. Rooney arrived at St Andrews on October 11 on a 3.5-year contract. At the time, the club sat in 6th place in the championship, following back-to-back wins under former manager John Eustace. Under Rooney, Birmingham lost 9 of the 15 games they played. It leaves the club in 20th place in the championship table. Still in sport, the Super Eagles will begin preparations for the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates today. Majority of the 25 players named on the squad for the competition are expected to hit the Asian country from their different bases across Europe. The quartet of Samuel Chukwueze, Francis Uzoho, William Trost-Ekong and Omar Sadiq will however link up with their teammates in camp tomorrow, after they were granted permission by the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) to play for their clubs today. To entertainment news, where Mohbad's father, Apostle Oluwabamiwo Aloba, popularly called Omo Jesu, has announced the impending arrival of a new gospel album. The album title Itunu means comfort, and it is a tribute to his late son Mohbad, who passed away on September 12, 2023 at the age of 27. Mobet's father's upcoming album is set to join the long list of tribute songs dedicated to the late Nigerian musician who was one of street hop's foremost emissaries. Still on entertainment, the music producer and artist Phil's Finesse has earned an RIAA Platinum Plaque, which captures the song's impressive success in the United States. Finesse, featuring Baxing, was released in 2022 as part of the lead singles for Phil's 2023 EP, Feels Good, which ended the year among Nigeria's top 10 EPs, with a landmark feat of going platinum in the United States. Phil joins Wizkid, Burna Boy, CK, Fireboy, Tems, and Rema as Nigerian music stars to have earned RIAA Platinum plaques. And that's all we have for you this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. You've been watching Spectrum TV News at 2. I am Francis Oyima, edit. Many thanks and do enjoy the rest of your day. Happy New Year.